Hello, ladies. It is Coach Jamila or Jamila McMallow, whichever one you know me by. I am a life and relationship strategist for powerful, driven women coaches and business owners. And today I wanted to come to you and talk a little bit about this myth that once XYZ happens, then I'll be happy or then I'll be okay. Now, why is this a myth? Because the idea that your happiness is contingent on something outside of you occurring or happening it's absurd. It makes zero sense, okay? Because although some external event like a vacation or a happening may be an enjoyable experience, your happiness is actually something that is coming from the inside out. It's actually a choice and the decision that you are making. It's a state of being that you are choosing to embody, okay? You can choose to be miserable. You can choose to be sad. Hey girl, how you doing? But whatever the case is, when it comes to your happiness, you cannot look for something outside of yourself to bring it to you. Okay, again, it radiates from the inside out. And so this myth that, once I achieve XYZ goal, or once I make XYZ money, then I'll be happy, or then I will have arrived, or then I'll have whatever feeling or situation that I desire. Or here's a good one. Once I have a good man, or once I get married, then I'll be happy. Let me assure you that if you're miserable single, you're going to be miserable married, and you're going to be miserable to be married too, okay? Because your misery and your unhappiness it has nothing to do with your circumstances. It has to do with what you're choosing to focus on within your circumstances and your situation. I did a video yesterday talking about gratitude and how powerful it is when you do a daily practice of gratitude every day, taking time to reflect and really think about what it is that you have received, what it is that you have, what it is that you've accomplished. Because when you shift your focus there, instead of on what you don't have, instead of what you feel like you're lacking, you start to see, wow, I have so much. And what you focus on, you get more of. But if you're constantly focusing on what you don't have, guess what's going to happen? It's never going to happen. That's the thing. So whether it's chasing after some goal, right, at your job or in your business or even in a relationship, if you desire to be married, whatever, and you keep focusing on the fact that it hasn't happened yet, that it's not happening, that it's whatever, guess what? You ever notice how that continues to be the case? But as soon as you shift your focus over here and start focusing on everything that's working and going right, things suddenly change. So you're like, whoa, how did that happen? Or, all of a sudden, whoa, something amazing happened because you were focused on the right things. You were focused on the good things that were happening to you, the things that were working, et cetera, et cetera. So my point is this idea that once something outside of yourself happens, that at that point you're going to then be happy or have arrived or finally achieved or accomplished whatever it is that you really wanted or desired, again, is totally false. Your happiness is a choice. It's a decision that you are making to embody this way of being, okay? So it's really how you choose to experience your life. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to have challenging moments, that you're not going to have hard situations. Hey, your daily life may be filled with things that are difficult, okay? But again, what you focus on, what you choose to see and amplify becomes your experience. And that is within you. Now, here's the struggle. As we're imperfect, right? We're surrounded by negative things, the news, whatever. So it's really hard for us to do this. I myself, I help my clients to work on this. And then me too, I'm working on this myself, with my own coach because it's continual, it's ongoing, trying to rein in our thinking, trying to keep ourselves focused on, what the good and what's working and the right things so that we can, keep moving in a positive direction and not get stuck or weighed down by just dwelling on all the misery and things that we don't have and aren't working and blah, blah, blah with everybody, because you're looking around and you're going, oh, everybody else seems to have this, or everybody else seems to have it so much easier than me, or etc. Kind of going into a woe is me, feeling bad party. And let me assure you, what I am not talking about is fake positivity. I hate fake positivity. What fake positivity is when you are simply feeling negative feelings like sadness, like disappointment, and a person comes along and says, well, it could have been, XYZ, you could have been worse, or hey, at least this and that, or you better be grateful. When I talk about gratitude, that's not what I'm talking about, okay? Fake positivity is not what I'm talking about here. If you are feeling bad, negative, disappointed about something that has happened, you're allowed to feel those feelings. Allow yourself to acknowledge them and allow yourself to process them and really release them, and then process that out of your body. With our emotions, what happens is sometimes we hold on to them and we sit in them and we don't move through them. I teach my clients several tools to use to help them move through their emotions so they're not just sitting in it, okay? But what I want to tell you is it's okay to have those negative, bad feelings. It's going to happen, right? Things happen. So I'm not saying that that's not okay. But what I'm telling you is once you've done that and it's time for you to get up and move on, the way that you do that is you have to start looking in a different direction. And again, that is a choice that you're making within yourself. And it really is something that has to be deliberate and intentional, and that requires conscious thought, because you're not going to automatically do it. But what you can do is, I'm reading a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he makes a really cool suggestion in that book about how you can stack a practice or a habit that you want to engage in on top of, or that you need to engage in, but maybe doesn't sound that fun, but you can attach it to something that you do want to do. So I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you're struggling with not achieving a certain goal in your business. You feel like you've been going after it. Maybe it's an income goal and it's just not happening. And every time you go on social media, it looks like everybody else's business is doing so well and yours isn't. Well, one of the things that maybe you are doing in your mindset practice is you are writing out, what your new money story is going to be, like what your relationship with money is. Maybe you have that written out. So maybe now what you do is you say, okay, since social media tends to leave me in a state of feeling discouraged and disappointed, but I still want to check it. What I will do is I will read my money story and then check social media. So whenever I want to check social media, I have to read my money story first and then I can check it. So now you're stacking two things on top of each other, but what it's doing is it's shifting your focus. Now you've checked yourself. You've got your mind in the right space so that when you go on social media, it no longer disappoints you. You're like, oh, okay, whatever, because you already got your mind in the right frame. So you just kind of read and you might not even scroll like, well, okay, this isn't, whatever. The same thing can be true when it comes to a relationship. Maybe you want to get married. Or maybe you are married to a great man, but you kind of are struggling, feeling like you're feeling uncomfortable in the situation. And that's a different video for a different day as to why that's happening. But you need to really get your mind right, because when you go on social media and you are scrolling through and you see all these pictures of people in love or people taking these fabulous couples vacations and stuff, it makes you feel a sense of jealousy or sadness, because you want that and you don't have it. So again, what you can do is you can take a piece of whatever your daily mindset practice is. It could be something that makes you happy. Maybe it's, for example, with my clients, I have them do an exercise called the clarity exercise. And it really helps them to determine and figure out what they desire on any particular topic. So let's just say you've done something similar with regards to the desiring of a husband, let's say. And so you have that worksheet, okay? You've done it, or you have your list of things that you desire in a husband. Well, before you get on social media and get to scrolling and feeling sad and disappointed because everybody seems to have what you don't, you make the habit of, before I get on social media, I read through my husband list, or I read through my, clarity exercise, or whatever you call it, or whatever you've done. So that way you're going through that. You're getting your mind clear on what it is that you're desiring, what you're looking for, how you're going to feel when you get it. And then when you go online and you're looking and you're scrolling, it bounces off of you. So now your social media experience is different. Because you're already feeling happy. You've already chosen to be in that state because you checked yourself before. You have focused your mind on the thoughts that you need to be thinking in order to produce the feelings that you want to have, which are happiness, contentment, satisfaction, not stagnation, okay? But being okay with where you are right now and then growing from this point forward, okay? So I hope that this was helpful to you. This is the message I wanted to share with you today. If you found it helpful, please please comment below. And please feel free to share it with a friend. And if you're not already, please follow me at Coach Jamila LV. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, please like, please comment. And by all means, if you have any questions for me, or if you would like to talk to me one-on-one about your unique situation and to see if my programs could be helpful to you, you're welcome to send me a DM or reach out to me through my website at coachjamila.com. So for those of you watching here live, thank you for tuning in. And if you're watching the replay, thank you as well. And I look forward to seeing you here again. Take care.